and this is Nikki. In today's episode, I'm going to be tackling the question on how we can improve our downward facing dog. So for some of us, downward facing dog can be so difficult and we feel a lot of strain, I think, in the wrist, as well as maybe a little bit difficult drawing your heels down to the mat. And so this episode is going to look at what kind of poses you can practice in order to improve your downward facing dog. Let's come and meet on the mat, everyone.
First pose that's going to be extremely useful is the cat-cow flow. So this posture stretches our arms as well as opens our shoulders, which is going to be really important when we come into straightening the arms in your downward facing dog. You can breathe freely through the nose or the mouth and repeat this movement a couple of times just to stretch out the spine. The extended puppy pose, or sometimes known as melting heart, is a wonderful way that allows you to stretch both your spine and the shoulders. It's a combination of down dog as well as a child's pose if you look at the physique of the posture that you're coming into here. It also may be nice to place your hands on two blocks if you have them, as this helps you stretch your upper back a little bit more. The next posture that I think is going to be helpful for your downward facing dog is any movement that allows you to come into spinal extension. So cobra pose is a wonderful way that allows you to open the chest and create space. One of the common errors or mistakes that we tend to see in down dog is that rounded back position. So this posture where we're stretching through our triceps as you take the prayer behind your head is a wonderful way to really start to open up through your upper back and the arms as well. Because remember, when you're in your down dog, you want to keep external rotation of the upper arms as much as possible. So when we think about our downward facing dog, we are really needing to lengthen our hamstrings, which is why any forward fold is going to be useful for you. You can do a standing forward fold as being demonstrated here, or you can do a seated forward fold such as Paschimottanasana or head to knee pose. Get creative with it as long as you are aware of the purpose of this forward fold, which is essentially to lengthen your hamstrings as much as possible. Do your best to avoid rounding your upper back and instead lengthen the spine. If you find as though your alignment is not quite right with the hands on the floor, then what you can do is practice using different heights. So in this example, my hands are placed on two blocks. If this is still a little too hard, you can also extend your hands in front of a chair or maybe a table. And then eventually, maybe you'll be able to land your hands onto the floor. Feel free to bend the knees and gently extend the heels down. Play with it. Sometimes we feel a lot of pain in our wrists and our hands when we're outstretched in down dog. Another variation for you is to lower down onto your forearms. This is known as our dolphin pose or elbow dog, and it's also a preparation for our forearm stand, which is an inversion. For me personally, this posture is a lot more strenuous on my upper body, and if you're taking this pose, just remember to draw your shoulders away from your ears to try and give more space around the neck region. So we should now be ready to enter our downward facing dog, and it's important to notice your alignment here. The main things you should keep in mind is keeping length in your spine. So what you'd like to do here is press the back of your hands down onto the mat and lengthen through your shoulder blades and the armpit region. Feel free to bend your knees here or pedal out the feet. And then when it feels good, you can then straighten the legs down, bringing the heels down to the floor. One analogy that I recommend is to visualize your hamstrings and calf muscles being sucked back to space behind you. Spread the fingers wide into the earth and have your feet either together or hip distance apart. Pull the shoulder blades apart and downwards and gently think about drawing the chest down to the floor as you feel this beautiful stretch in your armpits.
Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me in today's how-to episode. I hope that you found it helpful. Please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for weekly yoga classes and tips delivered directly to your inbox. Stay safe everyone. Namaste.